Now, let's get started. Woo, what's that? Oh my god, I'm a dwarf! I'm tiny! Look at this giant cockpit! Holy shit! Ah, it's just a view. It's just a view. This is my first impression of the Just Flight Cessna 152. What happens if I look under the seats here? Do I see it? Oh no, are you kidding me? I can see the railings under the seat. What if I look further down? Oh, I hit my control column. That is... Okay, I've kind of gone to the rubber. Look at the railings under the seat there. I wonder if they do it in reality. No, okay. Wow. Right, let me just get my seat adjusted and we'll move on with a bit of a reaction review here for the Cessna 150. It's come out reasonably recently. I'm just going to kick it off, start it up, taxi, take off, and just examine the thing a little bit. I think that's about my seating position there. So, well, this is a familiar area for me. I'll just get rid of this yoke here. I'll put it behind me. Wow, this is cool. It's very early in the morning. I put it to 6 o'clock in the morning, so it's sunrise. And I'm just looking here at all the dials. Let me put my seat forward a bit here. There we go. And interesting. It looks pretty damn cool. That's on the outside. The gyro's toppled. Kind of realistically, that's about the right height for Waterford. Altitude, suction gauge, all the bits and pieces, they all work, all the buttons work. Yeah, look at that. There's our compass here. Can I flick it? No. That is 200. I'm heading at 200. I should be at 200. I've got to fiddle with the mouse because I've got some controls. I can't see my hands moving, so forgive me for some messy bits and pieces here. Oh, look at that, the air vent goes in and out. Are you serious? What about this one? Oh man, they're bringing simulations to a whole new kind of state of affairs here. I'm nice out of the way. But I'm just looking at the detail here. Look at that detail. Look at the nuts and bolts. Wow. Even the dashboard. Look at all that. That is just insane. Look at that. The reflections from the glass. The circuit breakers. The circuit breakers work. Oh, I know you can remove the control column. There we go. Oh, stop. Yeah, the circuit breakers. You can pop the circuit breakers. Wow. Carpet, yeah, fair enough. Trim. Very nice. Circuit breakers work. I can't get over that. Does the door open? Ah, the door opens and I can look right over the side. Look. Wow, look at the brake caliper there and the baldy tire. I noticed that this model of a simulated Cessna 152, it's not new. They don't make them new anymore. Let's close the door. So I noticed it's a little bit dirty. They got the old stickers. Look at the wear and all the stickers and all the bits and pieces. This is a very familiar environment to me, and I've flown a lot of these for a lot of hours. And I'm going to see now. We're going to take off, taxi, fly around. We might do some stalls. See how it behaves at a stall, and maybe try and do a spin with it. Now, I've never got a flight simulator to actually spin correctly, so let's see if it does. I doubt it, but if it did, I'd be very impressed. Let's click on the thing there. I'm going to switch mine off. I'm getting nervous. So, let's start her up. Let's move on. Alright, so park and brake. Yeah, the master switches. Oh, a light. Oh, it's got the dome light on. Okay, that's much better. That looks much clearer. Good. We put the mixture in, and we'll switch on the beacon, and we'll start her up. I'm going to listen now for the sound. Brakes are on. Okay. That sounds good. No complaints there. Let's just start taxiing. What's this transponder here? The transponder works. That is hilarious. All the buttons seem to work. Volume, all the radios. Idents. Maybe. We'll try that in another video. But this video is about flying it and see how it flies and see how real it is. I'm just curious with the circuit breaker. So, I'll get rid of this guy here. I'm going to disable the flap by putting the circuit breaker in. Does it work? Wow, that's really good. Put it back in. Wow, that is fantastic. That is really, really good. Okay, let's taxi. Bit off the brakes. We're in Waterford, as I said, and we're in the parking area here. And we're going to taxi the Bravo and see how we go. My rudder pedals are very sensitive, so forgive my landings. They're only cheap rudder pedals. I do have Yoko the yoke, which is... Oh, don't give me a fright there. No control column. I have Yoko the yoke, so that's really very, very realistic, for sure. And we're gonna taxi to Bravo, and we'll do our power checks and see. We'll just do the power. Oh, we missed Bravo. Oops. We'll do them here. Okay, I don't think there's any wind on here. I didn't put on any wind. It's calm. So let's just out of curiosity. We'll just do the power checks here. So I'll go up to 1700 RPM. I like the sound of the engine, I have to admit. There's 1700. Let's play with the keys. So I'll put him back here and disappear this one like magic. And I don't think I can drop it. Oh wow, that's the left magneto and it dropped. Look at the RPM. And back to both? No. Back to both. Oh, it's very finicky with the mouse. Wow, it works. It actually drops a bit. Left. Both. Right. Both. Wow, that's hilarious. This is carpet. It drops for the carpet as well. Wow. That is insane. That's pretty damn good. Let's take the power back. And let's put the control column back here. They do that in flight simulators these days because you can't touch anything down here, you can't really get to it with the control column in the way unless you have the side check switches, etc. Is the door open? Hold on. Yeah. Even the sound changes when I open the door. That is brilliant. Wow. Now let us just go to the runway. There's a windsock there. It's on the wrong. Yeah, okay, it's in the right place. Well, let's take off and see. First impressions. Wow, this is just so familiar. This is exactly like the inside of a Cessna 152. Mind you, it's the inside of a very good one because usually they're kind of a little bit less, a little bit more dirty, a little bit more used than this, okay? Never turn off that dome light there. It just looks a bit odd. Oh, I'll leave it on because you're going to want to view it. So, we get up in the air, you'll see much better. I really am very impressed with all the bits and pieces. I want to test how it actually flies compared to the real thing, so we'll do a quick video on this, quick review. I'll give you my thoughts on the Cessna 152 for xPlane, and let's see where we go from there. Oh, the brakes are very sensitive. I can feel the oleo. Wow. Just a note there before I go on. I'm going to move forward and hit the brakes. Now look at this. The nose kind of juts down, and as I'm taxiing, which I didn't mention, it feels like I'm kind of bobbing up and down with the Oculus Rift. I've got a real sense of immersion. Like, it's really, really good, I have to admit. I'm kind of flying along here. Don't need all that power. But yeah, I'm really, really impressed. This is hilarious. Let's see how it flies. Ooh, let's brake gently now. Very sensitive pedals. Okay, so we've got all the bits and pieces. We don't need any flaps, and we'll add in full power. Beat off the brakes, and let's very gently with the rudders take off. I love the sound. Sounds really good. We'll stay in the centre. These rudder pads are terrible. Just a bit of a wheelie here. Get the nose wheel off, and it'll take off on its own. On you go. Go on. Go on. Up we go. Gears fixed. Flaps are up. Now, I'm climbing at 70 knots. I expect to see a climb rate once it's stable at about 500 feet a minute. Now, at the minute it's only one passenger and half, but full tanks, almost full tanks. So it's going to climb. I'm used to flying with two people all the time. Very rare I look usually to my left and see a blank space, but or to my right in this case. It's very rare I see a blank space. So 500 feet a minute-ish. Yeah, that's real. That's good. That's working. That works for me. Let's see if it yaws. I'm going to just slow down a little bit. Shouldn't do this in reality. Now, by the way, I'm going to do stuff you shouldn't be doing in reality, okay? So, this is not an instructional video. at all, okay, in any way, shape or form. So up we go. Brilliant. So let's do a turn, climbing turn, 20-degree climbing turn. The minute I turn, the nose dips a little bit and it starts to descend, and that's realistic. That's realistic. And the speed drops a little bit from 70 to 65, because when you turn you got to lower the nose a bit, because when you turn you create more drag, and creating more drag slows you down. So this is great. I mean, really, so far, this is brilliant. Let's level off there, 1,100 feet. Attitude, power back to 2200 RPM, and trim. There's the trimmer working nicely. I'm going to put the horizon 2 inches above the end of the cowling. I should get about 80 knots, 2200 RPM. Back there. And what I'm doing is I'm leveling off. I'm putting the horizon 2 inches above the end of the aircraft, like the bonnet of a car. It's called a cowling, and I should be level. And you know what? It's level. It's working. Wow, that's just like the real thing. Now, obviously, sometimes people are taller and they sit higher like this, so it might be 4 inches, or if you're really small, you may not see it at all. But for me, that is the picture for straight and level flight. So that's something they've looked at. I love the way they've done the carpet. It works, like it decreases the RPM, and the carpet, the reason it decreases is because you're putting hot air into the carburetor. Hot air is quite less dense, so you get a decrease in engine power. I'm not going to make it into a lesson, but so that's great. I'm going to do some stalls and see how we go. So I'm going to do a clean stall and see how the aircraft behaves. So I'm taking all the power back. Of course, I can't help but take the carpet first. I know it's a simulator, but good habits die hard as well as bad ones. So we're taking all the power off, and I'm going to hold it level. So there's a vertical speed indicator. It's at 0, so I'm not descending. So I'm going to keep it at 0. And I expect to hear the stall motor go off. It's a reed on this side of the wing here, so I expect to hear, and there it goes. Wow, that's really realistic. Up we go, come on, there you go. Go on. Wing drop, recover, lower the nose, add power, climb away at 60 knots, and put in the ailerons. Wow, that's pretty good. I think I put in the ailerons a little bit early there, but yeah, but I had rudder. That's interesting. That works kind of like the real thing. No complaints. They all Cessna 152s have their own personality. So let's try it again, first for luck. Power all the way back. Let's see which way. The wing drop there. Let's see if it drops again. I'm keeping it straight now. I love the sound of the stall warner. There, we're stalling, losing a load of height, lower the nose, add power. Rudders first, then aileron. Up we go, 60 knots to get away from the ground the shortest distance, which is the best angle of climb. And we're up. Fabulous. So that pleases me. That does please me. I'm going to try it one more time. No, I won't. Look, it is what it is. It's a simulator, but that does it quite well. I wonder, does it always drop to the right though, the wing? Let me just try it. I could try it again there. You see. Hold on, I'll just bring the nose up a little bit more aggressively. I love the sound of the stall warner. Up we go. And it goes the other side. Okay, great. Rudders first, then the ailerons. Up we go. 60 knots. I'll put my picture up for 60 knots. I'm looking at it. I'm not looking in at all. I'm not looking in. Now look in. Yeah, 60 knots. That is my picture for my height for 60 knots. Impressed so far. So flight model is really very realistic. It really is. Let's do a turn. We're 1200 feet. Let's do a left turn, 45-degree turn. Let's see if that works. I expect to see the nose yaw. It does. A little bit of back pressure. I'm looking out. Look at that picture. 45 degrees. Okay, that I'm looking in now. That is right. It's doing it correctly. Fabulous. That is really impressive. I'm going to bring it all the way over to the right. You can see the way the nose comes up. That's real. So you got to relax the back pressure as you go through it again. Ooh, very sensitive, very messy because I'm turning too steep. Now, let's get that picture. There we go. That's a picture for right, straight level flight. Okay, that's good. I mean, I noticed the VFR the vertical speed indicator. It's very twitchy and it doesn't have a lag like in the real thing. I'll level off there. Nose wants to come up, so I gotta relax the back pressure and partners back bit. So yeah, that's really good. I'm impressed. Normal flying. I'm gonna climb a bit here. Normal flying is kind of real, I have to admit. Real-ish. Now I just noticed there when I was talking to you that the RPM is 23 because I got the carpet out. If I put the carpet out, I expect that to go up a lot. And it does. That's good. So a little bit of RPM and high power settings makes a big difference. So that's really good. I'm going to do a spin now. I don't expect anything much. I have had a Cessna 152 back, years ago. It was like xPlane 9 or 8 or God knows what it was, and I was practicing spinning at the time for real, and it didn't do it didn't behave like a real aircraft at all. But let's try this one. It's been quite a few years since I've done that, so I'm kind of very low, but it's a simulator, so we'll do it from here. Altitude, fire, back to 22 and trim. So we're going to have to stall first, and I'm going to put the left rudder in and spin it that way. So take all the power off. I need these controls because I've got to fit with the mouse to get the carpet out. So I'm going to take the power off. I'm going to stall it first, about 15 knots. I'm going to bring the nose right up and put in left rudder. Up we go. What's going on? Okay, that ain't just spin, that just went nuts there. That's... Oh, I do like the sound though. Yeah, it doesn't seem to operate spinning very well for some reason. Let's try it again. Trimming. So yeah, let's try it one more time. So I'm going to do a bit earlier this time. I'm going to bring the nose up, full left rudder. Okay, it seems to stop and start with the speed. It's increasing too much. That's a spiral dive we're in there, so that's not a good place to be. So yeah, it's not spinning like the real thing, but the wing does drop. That's an incipient spin, so that's the important part. Again, it's a simulator. It's not going to behave exactly like the real aircraft. But I'm impressed with the normal flying, I have to say. Let's play with the flaps very quickly. Let's level off the cruise. Put the old car seat back in. Get the car back. And I'm going to play with the flaps. And just level her off there. And I'm going to lower 10 flaps. Now, when I lower 10 flaps, I expect the nose to jump, or to balloon. The aircraft should balloon. It should gain height. The nose should go up. Then it should slow down, center of gravity will take over, the nose will go down and it'll oscillate. So I'll talk you through it. There's 10 flaps, the nose should go up, it does. There's our rate of climb there, look. The nose comes down. That decreases the angle of attack, so there's more air going over the wing. And the center pressure moves forward, and we gain speed, and the nose goes up. So it's oscillating, okay, so that's good. So I'll level her off there, I'll trim it. And we're going to put in 20 flaps now. Now I expect a lot higher nose up altitude this time. None. Another bit? None. Okay, so 10 flaps is fine. So not really impressive. So it doesn't behave like the real thing with the flaps. It's only with 10 degrees. So great. But I have to say, I've just hopped in this. I don't know how long we've been in here now. But not long. Let's do some circuits. I'm going to throw it around a bit. I wouldn't normally fly Cessna 152 like this, but let's find the airfield there. Where is he? There he is. So I'm a little bit high. So I take the power off. Before I take the power back below the green arc, I just take the. So we're a bit high. But that's fine, that means you've got plenty of room. So I'm going to side slip down, just turn it a bit to the left. The rudder there. The ball, I notice, isn't really... If I put the rudders in here, it should go all the way to the right and all the way to the left. See the ball there? It's not really working well. But I'm not going to split hairs over it. So let's get down. All the power's off. I'm going to descend at 70 knots. I'm going to slide slip, right rudder, keep it straight with the ailerons, keep my 70 knots, and I expect about 1,000 feet a minute. Okay, not much. In fact, nothing. I've got full rudder here. Let's try it the other side. 70 knots. It's not really behaving like the real thing there. I mean, the speed dies immediately when you side slip, so it really does in the real thing. But it works a little bit, but not exactly like the real thing. So anything unusual, I'm thinking, anything unusual with the aircraft, it's kind of half, a quarter way there. But the normal flying, like I'm approaching now, I'm looking for 70 knots. I'm going to lower 10 flaps. It's kind of harder to get down than the real thing, believe it or not. It's like a Cessna 172. But the flying is really good. And the interior is absolutely incredible. I mean, I feel so immersed right now. Like I'm at work, if you like. I'm in the real thing. So, but it's coming down nicely, and it's coming down. I've got all the power off. It's coming down like I expect, you know. It really is. I got 10 flaps, but it's coming down like I'd expect. Now, I know I've got 4 poppies and the white saying I'm too high, but it's a simulator. I'm not a flying snob. So I'm just going to arrest the rate of descent there by adding a bit of power. So yeah, it's let's see how the landing goes. I'm going to do a touch and go with the wheels down. I'm going to keep a wheelie. There we go. There's the wheels. We're doing a wheelie. I've got to look away now and take the flaps up. Put the cockpit back in. And then full power. There we go. We got the wheelie going. Up we go. Almost. Yeah, I like it. I'm going to throw it around now. This is it's quite good. Let's see the stall when it goes off. There's the stall runner. Just at the edge of the stall. Interesting. Now you wouldn't normally fly Cessna 152 like this, but yeah, it's pretty good. I have to admit. Look at the wheel even. It just stopped spinning there. I don't know if you caught that. But yeah, it's pretty good. I am impressed. I really am. It's really. Well, I mean, I have to say, with the Oculus Rift, this is incredible. I wonder if there's a fuel. Well, there's the fuel on-off switch, right? I'll switch it off. It should take a second or two. Oh, okay. Immediately shuts off the fuel. It has been known for people to get into Cessnas, and the Americans always switch off the 60 knots, the best glide speed. Americans always switch the fuel off after they've flown an aircraft, I notice. In Ireland and England, you leave it on all the time. So I have got into the aircraft in the past, and it's off, switched off. Now you'll get maybe 2-3 minutes of the engine running because the pipe goes all the way from the wings down into the system. Ooh, am I gonna make it? So yeah, I can't stretch the glide. There's nothing I can do. No, there's nothing I can do except for go for the grass. Nothing I can do. Let's see if I stretch it. I'm gonna stretch it. I would have landed the grass in reality, but keep it up there, keep it up there. Oh, I'm gonna smash into the lights. Brilliant. I wonder if you get a tail strike with this. Can you get a tail strike? Am I hitting the tail? Yeah. It sounds like it. Dunk. Interesting. So let's come in with 30 degrees of flaps at 70 knots. I'm so upset about that glide approach. Anyway, so yeah, I mean, this is like flying and landing a Cessna. Now, stalls, okay, they do a wing drop and they do use an awful lot of height. Not impressed with the spins, not impressed with the flap. The rest is fabulous. I mean, 70 knots is what we teach people. Let's just keep them pockets there, and it's really pretty good. It really is. I'm impressed. Let's just do a old full stop. So flare the hell out of it. One. There we go. There's the rear wheels. Nose wheel's going to come down. There's the screech from the wheel. pretty good. I'm impressed. And jam on the brakes. Let's see the brakes. Let's see the wheel. Oh, it skids. And even, I love the way when you see that with the brakes, it bounces up and down. Yeah, I'm going to have fun with this. I'll do a few videos. I love the microphone, the old-fashioned microphone, and the circuit breakers as well. That's really very, very good. You can switch. You know, you can have failures and all that kind of stuff in xPlane, and engine failures and all sorts of problems, and icing. Maybe that's another video. See, it would be helpful if I could put brakes on, and icing and whatnot. So yeah, my initial reaction, since this is the reaction review, is pretty damn good. I'm impressed. I don't expect it to fly exactly like the real thing. Who does? But it's very, very close to normal flight. So I'm going to open the door here. I'm going to leave the engine running on the taxiway and just feck off out of here. So that's all I have to say about that. Ciao, ciao.